The morning I found my grandfather's bridge reduced to splinters and rubble, I made a promise to myself. That HOA president thought she'd won. She thought demolishing a century-old bridge on my property would teach me some kind of lesson. She was right about one thing. Someone was about to learn a very expensive lesson. Within 6 months, I would legally drain every drop of water from their $12 million lakefront resort community. And there was not a single thing they could do to stop me. Before I tell you exactly how this HOA's arrogance became their financial ruin, make sure you're subscribed to HOA Victims. 3 years ago, I inherited 22 acres from my grandfather in Western Oregon, just outside a small town called Cedar Falls. The property had been in my family since 1918, over 100 years of history written into every fence post, every tree line, every inch of soil. At the heart of it sat a wooden-covered bridge my great-great-grandfather had built by hand, crossing Blackwater Creek right where it curved through the center of our land. That bridge had survived floods, ice storms, and 4 generations of family memories. A sprawling luxury development called the Estates at Blackwater Lake had sprung up about a half-mile downstream. Massive houses, perfectly manicured lawns, a resort-style amenity center built around a stunning 9-acre private lake with fountains, a boathouse, and a beach club. Then the letters started arriving. The first one came on a Thursday in late September. Dear property owner, it has come to the attention of the Architectural Control Committee that the wooden-covered structure crossing the waterway on your adjacent property constitutes a significant visual blight. I did what any reasonable person would do. I threw the letter in my recycling bin and forgot about it. 2 weeks later, there was a sharp knock at my front door. She stood on my porch like she owned it. Mr. Gallagher, I'm Donna Whitfield, president of the Estates at Blackwater Lake Homeowners Association. Her smile tightened almost imperceptibly. I understand there may be some sentimental value attached to it, but surely you can appreciate that property values in our community are significantly affected. I'd strongly encourage you to reconsider, Mr. Gallagher. These situations have a way of becoming very complicated very quickly. First came a flurry of formal demand letters, now claiming my bridge was encroaching on designated HOA common areas and scenic easements. In November, I found a bright orange notice zip-tied to my front gate. $350 fine, failure to comply with community aesthetic standards. The following week, another notice appeared. $700 fine, continued non-compliance. A week after that, $1,400 fine, third violation, legal action pending. I called my friend Marcus, an attorney in Portland who specialized in property law. When I read him the notices over the phone, he literally choked on his coffee. Then came the certified letter demanding I appear at an HOA board meeting to formally address the ongoing aesthetic violation. The meeting was held in their grand clubhouse, all vaulted ceilings, stone fireplaces, and leather furniture. About 60 residents sat in neat rows of chairs, while Donna and 4 other board members presided from an elevated platform at the front, like some kind of suburban tribunal. I have a simple question for this board. Am I a member of this homeowners association? No, Donna finally admitted through clenched teeth. Your property is technically outside our recorded boundaries. However, then this meeting, these fines, and every demand you've sent me are completely meaningless. I've verified this with a licensed attorney. I walked out without looking back. 3 weeks later, I came home from a business trip to Portland. Then I saw it, or rather, I saw what was left of it. My bridge was gone. Where a 100-year-old piece of irreplaceable family history had stood for 4 generations, there was now a pile of shattered timber, splintered beams, and twisted metal hardware. Heavy tire tracks, from something like a small backhoe or skid steer, were pressed deep into the mud, leading from the creek bank directly up to the gravel access road that connected to the HOA's maintenance entrance. When I finally regained the ability to function, I called the sheriff. I started digging through my grandfather's records, boxes and boxes stored in the farmhouse attic. And then I found something I had never paid attention to before. Tucked inside a leather portfolio, yellow with age, were a series of legal documents dated 1923, water rights certificates. I took the entire portfolio to a water law attorney named Judith Kendrick. She spent 3 full days reviewing everything. "Mr. Gallagher, do you fully understand what you're holding here? These are among the oldest continuously maintained water rights on Blackwater Creek." I hired a licensed contractor to construct a proper diversion structure with a calibrated headgate, everything built to code, everything documented, everything completely above board. And I planted 6 acres of hazelnut trees and 2 acres of lavender. Within 8 weeks, the lake at the estates began to drop noticeably. Within 4 months, it had lost nearly 5 feet of depth. The decorative fountains sputtered and were shut off. The beach club's sandy shore became a cracked mud flat. Fish started dying by the hundreds. On warm days, the smell of decay and stagnant water drifted all the way to the main road. Finally, 6 weeks into the lake's decline, Donna Whitfield herself appeared at my front door. She looked nothing like the woman who had first confronted me a year earlier. "You're destroying everything we've built." I leaned against my doorframe, exactly as I had the first time she'd come here. "What do you want? Money? Name your price. We'll rebuild your bridge. We'll make it exactly like the original. We'll pay double the value." No. The estates at Blackwater Lake became the estates at Blackwater Mudhole. Property values plummeted 50% or more. The HOA faced a class action lawsuit from 43 homeowners alleging the board had failed to conduct proper due diligence on water supply sustainability. I rebuilt my bridge. I used reclaimed timber from the original structure wherever possible. I made it exactly the way my great-great-grandfather would have wanted. Every single morning now, I walk out across that bridge with my coffee. I stand at the center and watch Blackwater Creek flow exactly where it's supposed to flow, through my property, into my irrigation channels, feeding my hazelnut trees and lavender fields.